Hailemariam Desalegn arrived in the country this afternoon for a 3-day state visit alongside a powerful delegation. His visit will largely focus on peace and security in the region, particularly South Sudan, which remains under the clutches of conflict. The leaders will also deliberate as well on trade, investment and transforming the moribund infrastructure into a modern rail and road transport system. The two leaders addressed a news conference.
As the communique pointed out, we have addressed a number of issues. One of them is the Nile waters. We need to conclude that issue. Our idea is that we should call a summit of the Nile Basin heads of state so that we conclude this big issue. There's never been a summit. This big issue of the Nile waters is always discussed by the ministers. When the food is not properly cooked, we call it okokona in our language. When food is undercooked, okokona. So we have okokonesa, this issue of the Nile, because it is not sufficiently cooked.
With both countries sharing the Nile River, both leaders discussed harnessing more hydropower from the resource.
The Nile Action Plan must involve, number one, electrification of the Nile Basin. Nobody should use firewood to cook.
In a jocular sense, Museveni said there is no harm to the Nile if more dams are built.
Water over electricity is no problem at all. It goes through, turns the turbines and continues. So you can use it many times. You use it here, you use it again. So the water for electricity is not a problem.
Yet, the waters of the Nile remain troubled as Egypt has veto powers based on colonial treaties over the Nile. The Nile is the lifeline of Egypt's population of 93 million people, and any significant reduction is an existential threat to its people. Egypt has been at loggerheads with Ethiopia after it constructed the Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam, the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa, with a capacity of 6,450 megawatts once completed. Commenting about Uganda's peacekeeping role, Desalegn praised Uganda's presence in Somalia, once an enclave of insurgents.
Somalia, we have contained the problem of Al-Shabaab, but we need to eliminate it. And in order to eliminate it, we need the support of the Somali people to build their institutions, especially the army and the other security forces, and also to revive the economy.
I commend Your Excellency in your endeavor to support Ethiopia in the fight against Al-Shabaab. We know that the Ugandan sons and daughters are sacrificing in Somalia for the sake of peace and stability in our region. And upon your leadership and the sacrifice your army is paying in Somalia, now we see hope and again a chance for the Somalis to govern themselves. And we have seen lots of progress since then, where I said in our meeting that this is the only, maybe the only peacekeeping mission who has made progress globally.
During his visit, the Prime Minister will meet Ugandan businessmen and government technocrats as the two countries are keen on investment opportunities.
We are trying to see how to open a corridor linking southwestern Ethiopia with Karamoja. It's very short distance. There's only one valley, the Turkana Valley. Then you cross, you go to the Ethiopian mountains. They're going to study that as a trade route, but also as an access for electricity through that area.
You have brought about a very good creative ideas how to connect Ethiopia and Uganda. So I was always thinking the very short distance between Uganda and Ethiopia, where we have Kenya in between, we should have an infrastructure which connects it. And I think this is your initiative, and I will try my best to send a team of engineers from our side to study this route. Therefore, we can connect together by road from the Karamajong cluster.
But delegation, that marks the end of this function. Thank you.